technically this year was supposed to be my graduating year. I would never told you that. You would never know. Like, I did all this work. You been telling me I did all this work for nothing and I'm gonna let it go to waste? Absolutely fucking. What's up, gang? It's your girl, the Kaiji Kid, and I am back with another video. If you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. So, on today's agenda, we got a story time, y'all. Like, I haven't did a story time yet on this channel, but I probably sat to myself and thought one day of like some content ideas, and I was like, I haven't did a story time of any sort, so why not let that be my next video? So today's video is going to be about why I dropped out of college. Now, to some of y'all that may be a shocker, to some it may not be, but yeah, I dropped out of school, y'all. And to be real, I'm not even mad. I'm not mad, because it was just not the right time. So I don't want to babble too much, so let's go ahead and get into the video. All right, y'all, so I don't know how I even want to start off this story time. Like, okay. This how we're gonna go. So, if you haven't learned anything about me in my first two Q&As, then you need to pause this video and then go watch those, and then come back. But if you haven't learned anything about me from my first two Q&As, you should already know my age. If you can't tell, you should already know my race. Like, you should know the basics already. So technically this year was supposed to be my graduating year. Yeah, this year was supposed to be my graduating year. But things happen. So for starters, I'm gonna just say, when I was in high school, I didn't really have a lot of what's the word? What do you call those types of people? I didn't really have support when I was in high school. So I was just in high school doing what a normal high school student does, making sure that I maintain my grades, and I was involved in, you know, doing stuff like that. So when I approached my senior year, I had me and my mom was definitely not seeing eye to eye. So I didn't have a lot of help my senior year with pretty much anything. Now, when it boiled down to, you know, applying for colleges, doing my FAFSA and stuff like that, I didn't really go to my mom for that type of help. I sought my aunt or anybody else in my family for that type of help. But I felt like my senior year of high school, I felt so unsupported. Like, I just truly did not know what I wanted to do. Like, all my life I always said I wanted to be a nurse or whatever. But then I got to high school, and, you know, it was boiling down around time, like what you have to do. We did this capstone interview at my high school, where you basically had to do research on the like the major that you wanted to major in, and basically, like, I don't know, it was to me it was dumb, but that really did open my eyes into like, damn, do I really want to do this? Like, do I really want to be a nurse? Do I really want to go to school to be a nurse? And since it was already my senior year, I had already applied to hella colleges with the major, like a bachelor's in science or a bachelor's in nursing or healthcare or whatever. I had already did that. So I was at a point where I was like, well, it's too late for me to change my mind now. Like, this is what I already put on these college applications. And I already toured a few schools that carried this major. So I was just like, so I got to get it together. Like I have to pursue this degree. So my freshman my no my senior let me go back. At the end of my senior year, I had like three schools that I wanted to attend to. Columbus State, Kennesaw State, and I tested out Valdosta State just to see if I was gonna get in. So I didn't get into my first two, my top two schools, and because like that's when SAT and ACT scores were required or whatever. So my scores were a little low, so I either had to retake or just apply for other schools that carried that had those requirements that I had. So I mean, I applied to Valdosta State, and then I got into Valdosta, but it was something that was going on that I couldn't like fully be accepted into Valdosta State. So I had to go through a secondary school that was with Valdosta State. And so I did that for my freshman year of college. So technically I was a Valdosta State student, but I was not technically taking classes at Valdosta State. It was a weird process, but it was all right. Like it wasn't really bad. Like I was still like, basically, if I would never told you that, you would never know. That's just how I see it. So if I would have never said that, y'all probably would have never fucking knew. But yeah, that happened, and then my freshman year of college was cool as fuck. Like I enjoyed my freshman year of college so much. Like I experienced so much, like the good and the fucking bad. I experienced so much my freshman year. I genuinely thought that Valdosta State was going to be that 4-year university that I went to, that I was determined to get my diploma from Valdosta State. But like I said, my freshman year, it was a bunch of highs and lows and stuff like that. Like I was still figuring out the ropes of this school thing, and then I was trying to maintain a lifestyle of some sort, I guess you could say, while I was in Valdosta. So I'm not even gonna say I lost myself, because at this point, my freshman year, I didn't lose myself. I was definitely gaining and losing friends, though. That definitely happened. And I just felt like I was moving too fast my freshman year, because if I could go back to my freshman year, it's a lot of things that I wouldn't have done. It's a lot of people that I wish I wouldn't have fucking met. And it's a lot of things that I should have never fucking did. But it happened, and it is what it is. So let's fast forward a little bit to second semester freshman year. That was 2020. Everybody knows what happened in 2020. COVID. So yeah, COVID ended up ending my second semester of freshman year completely. So all the events and stuff that I was planning with some of my friends at the time, that got canceled because we were sent home. 2020, I'm not even gonna say 2020 was a blur, but 2020 was the definite year that I found myself. And it didn't, in the way it happened, it was like I was broken down to the point where it was just like I needed to take charge of my own life at this point. So I'm gonna give you a brief synopsis of that of 2020 as far as college goes. So at the end, after being forced out of college from COVID, we were doing that online school thing. And me personally, I've never been an online person. Like I'm a visual learner. You have to show me like what we're learning so I can grasp it. Like you just showing me just going online, open this computer, doing these assignments. Like, do y'all know how easy it is to cheat? And no, I'm not talking about on your girlfriend or your boyfriend.
You little nasty.
I'm talking about in school. You got Chegg, you got Socrates, you got Google. It was so easy to cheat when, like, with the whole online thing. So that really wasn't an issue. But it also boiled down to the point of, did I want to go back to Valdosta? Because, like I said, it was something happened to me. Let me stop beating around the fucking bush. I was sexually assaulted my freshman year of college. I didn't say anything about it until maybe like a few months later. I'm not going to tell you why I didn't say anything. It's very obvious why I didn't say anything. But yeah, once I did come to terms with it and I did decide to tell people about it, or my close people about it, that opened a can of worms. And they were not a good can of worms. So that happened. So I wasn't, and don't think I mean I was scared to go back to Valdosta, because it definitely wasn't that. Like, I had a lease. I had signed a lease in Valdosta, and I was just like, do I really want to go back? Like, yeah, I was already comfortable where I was, like, with all the changes that I had that was going on. I was already comfortable where I was. But like I said, I had already signed a lease to an apartment in Valdosta, so I was just like, can't get out of that. Already signed it, already did my deposits and stuff like that, so I definitely have to move at this point. So okay, that happened, and we're back on campus August 2020. The first like 2 months were cool. They were okay, they were cool. But like I said, that can of worms that I opened when I voiced my sexual assault experience, that can of worms was literally haunting me the whole time I was in Valdosta, and I didn't fucking know.
Trust, you will be dealt with. Period.
So yeah, truth be told, like, the situation, there was a lot of people that was involved in that situation. I'm not even going to get into detail about it because it's not necessary. But yeah, that can of worms, me opening that can of worms was kind of my downfall of my fall semester in my sophomore year. Relationships were tested. Relationships were broken. And I mean platonic and romantic. There was a lot of emotions that were going on around that time. A lot of lessons to be that were to be learned as well. And it was just a series of unfortunate events that literally happened in a domino effect. And yeah, from that point on, from that situation, I just turned depressed. I would say fall 2020 was the worst year of my life. And I'm not even being dramatic. Like I said, that series of events, that domino effect that happened, and it honestly, truthfully, that domino effect started happening before I even touched down in Valdosta. Like, and it was over something so petty. Like, it was really petty. So that kind of sparked me not wanting to even go, not me wanting to go to Valdosta anyways. But like I said, I went because I was in a fucking lease. I had no choice but to go. So yeah, back to that little domino effect. So that sparked it. And then that can of worms, they basically end up finishing it. And yeah, I grew very depressed those following months. Like, I was dead ass failing class. Like, this was like my staple year in school. Like, I was taking some hard ass classes. Like I said, nursing major. I was taking chemistry. I was taking, what was that class? Elementary statistics. And baby, I don't do math. I was never good with math. I barely got by in math. Like, who likes math? It was a lot going on. Then on top of, I had to, like, both of my classes were like hybrid classes. So I appeared for it one day, and then I'm online the next. It was stupid, but it was also like draining the living shit out of me. Then on top of that, I didn't have a car at the time, nor did I have a job at the time. So I'm in an apartment paying, like, where I gotta pay rent and fund my damn apartment, while also trying to fund my lifestyle with this damn Liberty ass refund check that I be getting. It was so much going on, y'all. Like, if you were a part of my friend circle around that time, you will understand why I was so depressed and why I was so stressed out. So yeah, I started to fail classes. I started to, like, become so fucking depressed. Like, not having no, like, I could do without having a job, you feel me, like, in college, but not having no car. And my roommate, and mind you, like I said, I had a roommate, and we were the best of friends. Like, that was my evil twin. But she wasn't the type of roommate, like, or the type of friend that, like, see you struggling and try to help you. She was not like that. And I really didn't expect her to. But as a friend, you're supposed to try to pick up some type of slack. You feel what I'm saying? Especially if you know, like, that you could be of help. You get what I'm saying? Like, let's say, for example, I mean, anybody could can buy groceries and stuff like that, but I'm not a cooker. I don't be wanting to cook all the time. Sometimes I might do want a little chicken sandwich from Wendy's or Chick-fil-A or some shit like that. Sometimes I do want some little fast food or whatever. But I kid you not, it was like she would go on her own and not try to invite me, like, hey bestie, let's go get lunch or whatever. She'll go by herself, get her some food, come back, and not say nothing. Or it was like little stuff like that, but I'm not even going to get too deep into that. But yeah, that was another factor that kind of was draining the shit out of me. Like, it was like the devil was kicking me while I was down, and every time I try to get up, like, he was literally, like, stomping on my fucking head. Like, I was so depressed, y'all. I literally formed suicidal thoughts. And yeah, so I was depressed from August 2020 up until, actually, I would say up until like May of 2021. So I was depressed for a whole school semester, like, dead ass. So, but yeah, I ended up moving out of it. I broke my lease. I ended up moving home January of 2021. And I was still, like, doing online school for Valdosta as much as I could. And up until the semester ended, and then I knew in my heart that I did not want to get my degree from Valdosta. I was not going to go back to Valdosta. And my mama was trying to put in my ear that, like, I can't, with the major that I'm majoring in, I can't just do online school with Valdosta. Like, I don't know. She tried, the way she tried to help me was never even help. Like, a lot of the stuff she told me to do, it was not necessary for me to do. I really could have still attended Valdosta State, but, like, you know, remotely. But yeah, it was put in my mind that to be a nursing student, you have to do this, and that, all of that BS. When really I didn't have to do that. So I ended up transferring schools back to my hometown. And yeah, that was the end of my V-State era. So fast forward summer 2021, I applied for school. I was in school. My junior year was okay. And then I get word from my mom that she's going for deployment. Don't know when. Well, I knew how long she was going. She's going to be there for a year, but I didn't know how long she was. I didn't know when she was leaving. So that scenario was supposed to put fire under my ass in order for me to get some type of stability in my life. But y'all, the way where I live at, I'm not even gonna lie, the job market here is not the best, and it's never been the best. Even like jobs don't pay enough. Jobs don't pay enough, and aren't worth the pay, honestly, for me to work there for years and years and years just to get up enough money to. They don't even, honestly, these jobs don't pay 3 times the rent that they be asking for, that these apartments be asking for. And these apartments, y'all be wanting 3 times the rent, but got 2006 fucking utilities in this motherfucker. Like, what? If I wanted to stay in the fucking trenches, I probably would have goddamn did a Section 8 voucher or some shit like that. But no, I can't, because I can't get Section 8 because I am unmarried. I have no fucking kids, and apparently I make too fucking much. How do I make too much but make little? I never fucking understood that. But yeah, so even before I was looking at apartments so bad. Like, I was looking at applying. I was so close to even getting me an apartment, y'all. And then, like, and I was supposed to, and I should have did it that same day, but I felt like that was God's way of telling me, like, nah, this apartment ain't for you, or don't get an apartment right now, which is cool. But yeah, I could have did without the extra work that I had to do when I am not in my own fucking apartment. Like, that was a waste of my fucking time, honestly. But I digress. So yeah, I was looking for good jobs and good apartments, or decent apartments, or apartments that I can fucking afford by myself, all while like fighting a mental battle with myself. I even tried to work at Amazon, the warehouse. Baby, I didn't even last a full month. I don't even know how long I lasted. I definitely did not last a full month. Like, I kid you not, I used to have panic attacks before going to work. And I used to cry in the parking lot. Exhibit A. I was doing that like at least twice a week. And then I was having car issues, and it was like, y'all, life was really kicking me in the ass, like really fucking bad, and I was not understanding why was I trying so hard, but the results were like little to none. Like, I literally felt like life was crashing and burning all around me. Like, it was so terrible. So my mom ended up leaving November 22nd, or November 22nd, 2021. And I had no plan. I was in school. Was I even working at the time? I don't even think I was working at the time either. Like, I wasn't working. I was in school, and I had a shitty ass car that was literally on its last fucking leg. So, my mom ended up leaving me her car, but that came with stipulations and stuff like that. Like, I had to pay the car note or the car insurance, and I resulted to pay the insurance because it was cheaper. But so I moved in with my grandmother. My mom's lease was up in her apartment in December, so I was still lingering around that apartment for maybe like another 2 to 3 weeks. And yeah, once we moved everything out, I moved with my grandmother for a month until the car was ready. Oh, that's another thing. The car, my mom's car that she left me, she had got into a wreck 6 months prior. And then while the car was supposedly getting fixed for that minor issue, another situation happened and someone's fucking car fell on top of the car. So that was some more damage that needed to be fixed. So the that vehicle was being worked on for 6 months. So yeah, I followed up literally every other day or every other week about that car, because where my grandma lives, in the town that I was born in. So I grew up there. I've spent like majority part of my life there, but I just don't like being there at all. I just hate it. It's a rural city, nothing to do, nothing to fucking do. Like, it's the fucking country. Like, it was nothing for me to do. So I literally was on the phone with these people like,
"Hi, this is Miss Gibson. Well, her daughter. I was just wondering on the status of the vehicle."
And every time I would get the same thing. Oh, it's in alignment. It'll be done in about a week. Next week roll on. Oh, it's still in alignment. Give it about another week. Give it another week. Like, I didn't get that vehicle until maybe like 2 or 3 days before Christmas. Which was cool. That means that I had ample enough time to find me a job, find me an apartment, but also I had school. I had school the next month after that. Like, I had to finish school. I was still in school. So I ended up buckling down and moving back on campus, or moving on campus to the school that I was attending at the time. And hated it. Didn't want to do it. Didn't want to, but my back was literally against the wall. I had no other choice. And the only reason why I say that is because I hate the concept of a roommate. If y'all know the literal roommate horror stories that I have, which I will do a video on, y'all will know why I don't want a roommate, period. But the way society is set up now, you literally cannot get an apartment just by yourself unless you have some good ass financial literacy and like you can save money to be able to pay your rent, or you have a good ass job where you make enough or whatever. And even that, if you have that, I feel like, I'm never gonna say you're lying, because that'll be some hater ass shit. But even if you do have a decent job to live on your own, you still have to support yourself by yourself while also paying all these unnecessary ass bills. And that's not fun. That doesn't seem fun either. And then moving in, I'm not even gonna say, then like me personally, moving in with a complete stranger, I don't like that either. And also, I don't even want to live with some of my friends, because I'm not saying that they're nasty or anything like that. It's just the type of person I am. I don't care for company. I literally can sit in my room all day, no interruptions. Probably won't leave this motherfucker unless I need to go get food or pee. I just don't like being bothered, and I sometimes like coming home to a peace and quiet environment. I don't like to come home knowing that somebody else is coming to this motherfucker. Like, no. But the two roommates I had two sets of roommates. The first time that I moved in January of 2022, I did like my roommates. It took a few days for me to actually, talk to them, because I don't consider myself a friendly individual. Like, if you talk to me, I'll speak back. But as far as someone, initiating conversation, yeah, that's just not me. Because I go into things with the mindset of like, oh, this person won't like me, or me and this person won't get along. We don't have similar interests or anything like that. But one of my roommates, she initiated you know, getting to know each other or whatever. And I ended up talking to them. We were in a group chat. Loved them to death. I wish them the best in life, but like they were literally like some great roommates. They were both black. No, like seriously, but they were like good roommates. I hardly heard or seen them. Genuinely, like truthfully, I hardly heard or seen them, and if I did, it was probably like a, "Hey, how you doing?" or "Hey, what? I ain't seen you in a minute. What going on?" Like a little small conversation. Then we go in our room, and that's probably the last time I'll see them until like the next blue moon. But the issue about me staying on campus, I don't like nobody telling me what to do. I don't like a RA. I feel like a RA, girl, I'm not gonna listen to you. We're the same age, but you talking about some, you finna check my room for what? Then I really just don't like being told what to do. Anything that happened on that campus, Kaya was not there. When they would try like even fire drills, my ass was in my room. So I hated, I didn't hate the school. Like the curriculum at the school was okay, but I hated the school, and it was a PWI. Well, Valdosta was a PWI, but if you ever attended Valdosta doesn't even seem like a PWI. It's giving HBCU, but let me hush before for the real HBCU college students get on my ass. Y'all know how the girlies get. Well, not even the girlies, but y'all know how folks get with the PWI versus HBCU debate. Like, it's never been that deep to me. I personally don't really care about where I get my degree from. I'ma still get that degree. And anything that I've said in this video can happen at an HBCU. So, yeah. But yeah, I moved on campus in January, and I was there that whole semester, and then I didn't renew the room that I had, so I had to move out. Actually, no, that's not even what happened. I didn't renew the room that I was already in because I didn't like it. I was on the 4th fucking floor. Do y'all know how? And it had like 3 flights of stairs, no elevators. Like, what the fuck, y'all? It took me forever to even get groceries up there. It took me forever to move in and move out. It was just a process, and I didn't feel like doing it again, but I had to. They ended up closing the building that I was in, and like for reconstruction. Mind you, y'all, those apartments were so fucking old. Like, my auntie used to go to that school back when she graduated. My auntie graduated in 2006. So when she was in those apartments, they're still the same way as they're still the same as they were back in 2006. You do the math. So aside from that, I had to move out because it was supposed to be renovating that building. So I moved to another building or whatever. And the roommates that I had there, they were pretty cool as well. A black and white girl or whatever. It was kind of same situation, just different people. When I seen them, I spoke or whatever, and courtesy. But I had really got cool with one of my roommates because we had similar interests or whatever. Of course. But yeah, and then so at the end of like summer semester, I was on the wait list to get a room assignment, but they didn't assign me a room. They were sending me emails telling me to move out, but still have yet to give me a room. So I was just like, whatever, fuck it, whatever. I'm just finna move out, move with somebody else, and just let that be that. Because I wasn't finna go through all that. Honestly, I just didn't feel like it. So, I ended up moving out, and I ended up moving with my dad. And once I moved out, y'all, to my surprise, I get a fucking room assignment, and guess where it was? The same fucking building, the same fucking room that I had. Like, it wasn't probably wasn't even the same room. It was probably like the room across the hall from the room that I moved out of. Stupid shit. So that happened. I was just like, to hell with it. So then I renewed my, well, I didn't renew. That's the wrong word. That's the wrong term. I registered for my fall classes, and then that's where everything went to shit again. So, mind y'all, I said that I was paying my car insurance, right? So, at a point in time, I had like switched the banks that I was using to take out my money, and this new bank that I started banking with, they have a lot of like protections on like on their debit cards and stuff like that. So around the time where I needed to pay my fucking insurance, my card got locked for fucking fraud.
What the fuck? Hell no.
And it resulted in me not being able to pay my fucking insurance. So I had me a little fun weekend in Albany one random weekend in August. And your girl got pulled over. Yeah, I got pulled over. Didn't know that didn't even know that my insurance was suspended around this time. So yeah, that happened. I didn't get arrested though. He just towed the car, so I was carless and still carless. And with that happening, I had to, that kind of really forced me to have to drop out of school, because I was driving to and from school. I was kind of forced to, I was really trying to stick it out, trying to see if I could, do online, or like switch to online during like, and it was kind of like, it wasn't even the middle of the semester. It was probably like, it was after the drop ad period. So like, I could withdraw, but like me withdrawing, I would still have to pay for that class. Like, and I was being greedy. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of stayed until I got my refund check. Don't crucify me. Don't keep it to yourself. I stayed until I got my refund check, and then I dropped out. So yeah. As of right now, I'm trying to figure out whether or not I'm gonna go back to school. That's kind of not a, that's really not an option, like, for me not to go back to school, because I was so far yet so close to my degree. It'll be dumb for me to not go back to school and get my degree, because I did all this work. You been telling me I did all this work for nothing, and I'm gonna let it go to waste? Absolutely fucking not. Like, absolutely fucking not. So yeah, that happened, and yeah, here we are. It is March 16th, 2023. And yeah, I'm trying to figure out what's next for me in my life. Like, where do I want to go from here? What can I do now that like all I have is like some college and just like a high school diploma? But you'll be surprised like what kind of jobs you can get, like good, decent / good paying jobs that you can get, just because you like with the high school diploma. But it's great to have a degree under your belt, for a lot of things. And I also said I wanted to, like, with my nursing degree, I definitely wanted to be a travel nurse, killing two birds with one stone, going to school for a degree, while also using that degree to do something that I genuinely want to do in my life. Like, I want to travel. Who doesn't want to travel? It's so much to see in this world. Like, I'm going to do it by any means necessary. Like, that's just how I think. But it's really not no tea for real, y'all, as to why, like, I'm not in school. It's just, every college student knows life gets in the way of a lot of things, and sometimes it happens for a reason. Sometimes it just happens that, like, in my situation, like, it forced me to, like, basically I was forced out of school, if you could say that. Like, and I am proud, and I am congratulating all 2023 college seniors. I've been with most of y'all since day one, and I am proud of y'all for sticking it out and getting y'all's degree. And I can't see where life does take y'all. And to the ones that, you know, that did the same thing that I did, you know, dropped out or withdrew from school, or just taking it, or if you whether you dropped out, you're taking some years off or whatever. Because I'm not even gonna say I dropped out. I'm just taking a semester or two off to regroup, get my life together, because, like, I don't know, it's just working a 9-to-5 on top of being a full-time college student. That's stressful enough. And then you have people that have kids, or, you know, they have other endeavors and stuff like that they have to fund, like bills and stuff like that. Like, they have 2 jobs and stuff, or, you know, it's just a lot of things that can hinder you while you're in college. So, and I knew my freshman year of college that you can finish, like, there's no timeline on school. Like, I was literally sitting in lectures with people that are my mama's age, my daddy's age, and they're trying to finish that. Like, this is like freshman, sophomore, junior level classes, and I have people that are like married with kids in their 30s and their 40s. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, there's no timeline on going to school. If you finish in 4, great. If you finish in 5, great. If you finish in 10, great. Long as you get that degree, you'll be fine. Because college is expensive. Paying them loans back is expensive. Like, y'all, if I would have did college differently, I definitely would have never went to a 4-year university off bat. I definitely would have went to a tech school, got my certification, something, and then went to school and did it that way. But, you know, you live and you learn, and there's always, you know, different ways to do things. You get what I'm saying? So slow motion is better than no motion. That's how I'm gonna put it. Slow motion is better than no motion. And just because I don't post it, don't mean ain't nothing going on. So y'all might get this. Some of y'all might look at this and take your own judgments from it. But like I said, slow motion is better than no motion. And just because I don't post it don't mean ain't no motion going on. You feel what I'm saying? I might pop out with a man in the next 2 months, or I might pop out with an apartment, with a new car, like something. Y'all don't know what I'm working on right now, but when I promise you, once I pop out with it, y'all gonna know why I keep everything on a hush. Because a lot of y'all doing too much of this. And you need to be silent. Like Oprah said, were you silent or were you silenced?
I was silent.
Were you silent or were you silenced?
Baby, I was silent and silenced, because bragging about things too early can also hinder your blessings, because y'all talk too much. But I'm not going to turn this story time into a lecture, because that could be in a whole separate video. But yeah, y'all, that's really the story, I guess you could say, about why I dropped out of college, or yeah, more or less. If y'all want to see more videos like this, please give this video a thumbs up. Like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, subscribe. And if you watch this video all the way through, then you have no reason to not subscribe to me. Y'all can get more of these videos, but y'all just gotta subscribe. Do y'all part and I'll do my part. Okay. But thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys were inspired in a way. I don't know. Maybe I can inspire a few of y'all to, you know, take matters into your own hands. I'm not telling you, what I'm not telling you to do is drop out of school. Don't tell nobody that I said, oh, Kaya said to drop out of school, so I'm finna drop out of school. And yeah, no. Don't drop out of school because it's hard and you feel like you can't do it. No. If you genuinely want to take a year off for like either mental health purposes, or if you just feel like you need a break, like, just, if do it for the right reasons. That's all I'm saying. Do it for the right reasons. Okay, babe? Do it for the right reasons. And two, I don't know what my demographic is or what my audience is, but if there are anybody that's watching currently, if you're a high school senior, a junior, a freshman, or a sophomore in college, listen to when I tell you. Finish your degree if you can in 4 years, or maybe 5. But don't quit. Don't quit because you feel like the world is over. If you need to take a step back, take that step back. But do it within reason. But yeah, I'm gonna stop talking. I'm gonna stop rambling. I'm getting hungry. It's what? 2:12. I'm getting hungry. And I need to go ahead and edit this and put this video out this week. So yeah. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you guys in my next video.